All right. As maybe you haven't seen the other videos, but this was pretty bad shape. Feet up over here. We done a lot of structure here. If you'll back up and you want to learn something from maybe my experience or my experience, whichever one you want to think about, of how we can get to this point of this trunk pan. Now, I said this was a 1970 Monte Carlo. We're doing a lot of building on it. Going to bring it back alive. Very nostalgic car. It's called the four-hip car because it's got these lines all the way around it where they just protrude all the way around. All right, we're working on this floor pan. As you see, this is the floor pan that we removed. As we're going on into video 4, let's finish our replacement. And here we are. We're fixing to drop into the video. And this right here should get you to the point to where you can fix almost the worst of the worst to bring it to this place. And like I say, as we see this one's factory, this is what we're going for here. When we get through working it and priming it, putting a little fiberglass in, we're going to have that nickel paint going on and whatever it takes to bring this into this, not just an overlay. In this video, I'm going to show you a couple of tricks of the trade. One of them would be replacing those bead rolls without a bead roller. This is not the best picture of the before, but you can throw a cat through that hole. Let's back up and get back into the process where we left off. After the rebuilding of the underneath structure in one of our other videos, this is our second layer going across the top, which is the extension of the floor pan. Stick around. For the end of this video, I have my secret weapon for grinding welds flush with the metal. At this point, I have created a ridge or a bead roll to match the factory bead rolls, laid it up in place, gonna weld it all the way around, make that little roll in that curve, because we want everything to look factory. It doesn't need to look like a repair, it needs to look like an original, and that's the look you're gonna be going for. If you have to put those beads back in, you've just got to fabricate something to make it look right. If I could stress anything to you, it would be that the beauty is in the details, and that's no doubt. We're moving up toward the front of the car, up around the wheelhouse and over the rear end. I've made a flush cut. I welded it with a flux core to keep my heat down so we could make a smooth transition from the replacement pan to the pan that's existing in the car to make it look like it never happened. That's what we're going for. right, this is what I was talking about, the air file. This is an oldie but a goodie, but I tell you, they make them every day. The air file is the best thing that you can have for filing that weld off to get a flush appearance, to where maybe you'll do a little fiberglass wipe across it or something, but it'll give a great flush appearance and won't dig out, and doesn't add any heat to the material that you're grinding. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe or comment. This concludes our part 4 of the trunk pan replacement for the 1970 Monte Carlo.